News at 11. Coverage you can count on starts now.
And a very good Sunday night to all of you out there. I'm John Lasko. Up first for you tonight at 11 o'clock. Officials are now investigating after a plane crashed in central Cambria County between Ebensburg and Summer Hill, killing everyone on board. Brock Owens joins us now live from the Ebensburg airport. And Brock, what were you able to find out from officials?
John, Cambria County Coroner Jeff Lees says 2 people were on board the plane and were pronounced dead at the scene. Authorities say it was around 9 o'clock this morning when the search began for the missing aircraft. They say Cambria Township officials, the coroner's office, Pennsylvania State Police, Federal Aviation Administration, and the National Transportation Safety Board were all involved in that search. Officials say the plane was found around 2:30 this afternoon in a wooded area. Lee says right now the information is limited and the investigation will take a while to complete.
It's a very painstaking process at this point in time, and we're going to be here most of the evening. Autopsies, positive identification will be released after families have been notified and throughout the investigation.
This is a developing story, so be sure to stay with 6 News on air and online for more information as we get it. Reporting live in Cambria County, Brock Owens, 6 News.
Brock, thanks so much for that live report tonight. We have an update on a shootout that killed a Pennsylvania State Police trooper and wounded another in Juniata County Saturday afternoon. We're told 29-year-old trooper Jacques Rougeau Jr. died, while 45-year-old Lieutenant James Wagner is currently in critical condition at Hershey Medical Center from 2 separate encounters with the same suspect, who police have now identified as 38-year-old Brandon Stein of Thompsontown, Juniata County. According to PSP, troopers were able to view Stein on surveillance video driving through the Troop G Lewistown barracks and firing multiple rounds from a .458 caliber long rifle into marked PSP patrol cars before taking off. At approximately 12:45 p.m., Wagner found Stein in Mifflintown Borough and engaged him in a shootout where that trooper was hurt. We're told citizens and eyewitnesses rushed in, rendering aid to Wagner, along with calling for help using his radio. Troopers say Stein made multiple calls into the 911 center, allegedly providing his location, but when troopers arrived, Stein was nowhere to be found. Around 2:30 p.m., Rougeau was behind the wheel responding to one of those locations when troopers say he was ambushed on Baumgardner Drive in Walker Township after Stein shot him through the windshield. That's when they say Stein got back into his car and took off on Swamp Road. A PSP helicopter spotted him near a restaurant with people inside and also in the parking lot. When troopers arrived on scene, they shielded those innocent bystanders with their vehicles while engaging in yet another firefight with Stein. He then drove through a yard on Baumgardner Drive before his vehicle got stuck in some trees, and that's when Stein was shot and killed. Governor Josh Shapiro has ordered all flags to be lowered at half-staff immediately. The Mifflintown community also held a vigil for 2 troopers tonight. Lieutenant Colonel George Blevins says this is the most intense, unbelievable gunfight he's ever witnessed. We're told Rougeau would have celebrated his 3-year anniversary with the PSP on June 29th. Officials say if you're interested in donating to assist the troopers' families, you can send a check made out to the Survivors Fund with Rougeau's name in the memo line of the check to the Pennsylvania State Troopers Association. There's the address on the screen, 3625 Varton Way, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, 17110. 2 people are facing felony charges after they reportedly hid a wanted fugitive in a home in the 300 block of Levinsville Road in Somerset on Thursday. We're told state police attempted to serve a warrant for Cody Dunmeyer when they discovered the addict was blocked off from the outside by plywood, metal bed frame rails, and clothing. The door was also latched shut. 35-year-old Rusty Koval and 34-year-old Tiffany Weimer were charged with felony hindering and apprehension by attempting to hide or conceal, along with the usage and possession of drug paraphernalia. We are getting our first look at the temporary structure workers are now building at the site of that highway collapse on I-95 in Philadelphia. Officials releasing a photo rendering of what the repaired lanes will look like. Workers expect the roadway will take 2 weeks to build. Once it's completed, it will provide temporary travel lanes on I-95. There will be 3 lanes available in each direction. A section of I-95 collapsed nearly a week ago when a tanker truck carrying gasoline crashed and exploded in flames under the highway. The intense heat caused that highway to buckle. The driver, 53-year-old Nathan Moody, died in that crash. A Pennsylvania State Police program is looking to increase the number of cadets graduating from the academy. Governor Josh Shapiro has called for hiring 384 additional troopers. Elise Person from our sister station in Harrisburg has more now with how one program is working to meet that need.
Right, fix. We're able to graduate more cadets out of each class.
Pennsylvania State Police's Law and Leadership program is open to those over 18 thinking about a career in law enforcement.
They have an opportunity to come and get a real-life experience and prepare themselves for what lies ahead of them if they pursue our academy.
Programs like this, they prepare you for, physically, mentally, emotionally. You get out on the job, there's so many different things you could encounter. I think this program here really helps you prepare for that.
The program puts an emphasis on training cadets on community engagement.
They are learning how to mesh and how to bond, and how that it's not just an individual effort out here. You have to rely on other people.
I believe you can't really serve your community the correct way if you don't understand them.
Especially in today's day and age, you hear all this stuff on TV about cops this, cops that, but really if you just build relationships with people, and the more you know, the more they'll know, and the more they'll respect you for it.
More.
PSP has also partnered with the Pennsylvania Army National Guard to ensure all those interested in a career with PSP are eligible for the academy.
We require 30 semester credit hours to apply. We do provide waivers for if you have 2 years or 4 years of full active military duty with an honorable discharge.
And through the program, participants will study the law, learn how to correctly enforce it, and hear from troopers about their experiences both in the academy and out in the field.
They're already one step ahead of everyone else before they get to that academy stage.
And that was Elise Person reporting for us tonight. Now, PSP's next graduating classes are in August and then again in November. The number of graduates are not finalized for those classes just yet, but they're hoping to graduate nearly 100 new cadets.
It's been a gorgeous Father's Day with plenty of sunshine, and tomorrow the great weather continues and it'll even be a little bit warmer. We're looking at 68 around 9 a.m. for a mild start to Juneteenth. We'll have a mix of sunshine and clouds. Clouds do start to increase as we head into the afternoon around 2 p.m. We're looking at temperatures around 85. That is well above average for this time of year. And even around 7 p.m. temperatures begin to fall, but 80 degrees. Still pretty warm. As we head into the rest of the week, though, we'll have an unsettled pattern with multiple chances for rain. I'll let you know more about that in my full forecast.
All right, Jasmine, thanks so much. Republicans are moving full steam ahead, trying to sell their latest tax plan to Americans. It includes hundreds of billions of dollars in tax cuts, but Democrats say it would add far more to the country's deficits. Sinclair National correspondent Christine Frizzell gives us a glimpse into the latest fight.
House Republicans say their plan is in large part a response to inflation, to put money back in the pockets of hardworking Americans.
Looking at how we get more money to lower class, middle class people in this country, helping small businesses, helping farmers. How do we incentivize the private sector to flourish and grow and add more jobs?
The plan adds up to $237 billion in tax cuts and allows companies to deduct research and development costs. It resurrects certain write-offs for business expenses and adds a new $4,000 guaranteed deduction bonus for 2 years for those making under $500,000.
An increase in the guaranteed deduction will help 107 million American families across every single one of our districts.
The plan adds a 60% excise tax on property purchases linked to China and Russia and cuts back green energy credits, an idea slammed by Democrats.
The latest GOP tax scam feels like a bad rerun, where the biggest winners are giant companies, big oil polluters, ultra wealthy households.
Democrats and the White House argue the plan could add up to $2 trillion to the deficit and call the legislation the height of hypocrisy.
To talk about fiscal responsibility when we had Republicans push us to the cusp of a default for our country, and then now come back and try to move forward tax cuts that would favor the wealthy and well-connected.
Now, the bills make clear several GOP priorities on where to spend and where to cut. But a pathway to passage seems pretty unlikely, with Democrats in control in the Senate and very little bipartisan support for many aspects of this plan. I'm Christine Frizzau reporting.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in China this weekend. We'll tell you who he's meeting with and the purpose of his visit. That story straight ahead.
Six News at 11. Coverage you can count on.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived in Beijing this weekend in a bid to reduce tensions with China. He's the highest-ranking American official to visit the country since Biden became president and the first Secretary of State to make the trip in 5 years. The State Department is calling the meeting candid and constructive, and they say Blinken emphasized the importance of keeping lines of communication open between the U.S. and China. The secretary was also able to convince the Chinese foreign minister to visit Washington. No date was set, but Chinese officials confirmed it will be at a mutually convenient time. President Biden announced on Saturday his own expectations for that visit.
I'm hoping that over the next several months, I'll be meeting with Xi again and talking about legitimate differences we have, but also how those areas we can get along.
Now, that trip was originally scheduled for February, but was postponed after the U.S. shot down a suspected Chinese spy balloon off the coast of South Carolina. A new report finds eviction filings are 50% higher than pre-pandemic levels in some U.S. cities. Eviction Club, which tracks filings across 10 states, found Minneapolis among the hardest hit areas, with filings jumping up 63% last month. And in Houston, filings are 50% higher. It's a trend that's been going on since last year, when eviction filings increased nearly 80% compared to 2021. A 3-day ceasefire is now in effect in Sudan. The truce was brokered by the U.S. and Saudi Arabia, and it comes ahead of a pledging conference the United Nations is organizing on Monday. The event seeks to raise funds to cover Sudan's humanitarian needs. The UN says it has only reached about 16% of its $2.6 billion goal for the year. According to the World Health Organization, more than half of Sudan's population is in need of humanitarian aid. 10 suspected human traffickers have been arrested in Pakistan. Officials there accuse the suspects of facilitating the migrant smuggling ship that sank off the coast of Greece last week. At least 78 migrants died, and among those on board, hundreds of Pakistanis. The country's prime minister today declared a national day of mourning for those who died. He also ordered an immediate crackdown on human trafficking, saying they will be, quote, severely punished. A Kentucky man was gifted with a car by his employer. We'll tell you why and show you his priceless reaction. The story next.
Severe Weather Team 6 forecast.
I'm meteorologist Jasmine Lomax with a look at the forecast. It's been a nice and quiet day, a great Father's Day. We had high pressure to the south, and that kept us nice and dry. As we look a little bit farther west, we've got some showers and storms associated with a weather maker. Our rain chances will also increase as that system moves to the east in just a few more days. Fortunately, tomorrow it looks mostly dry and a great day for spending some time outside and maybe going to the pool. Temperatures tonight will drop to the 50s for the most part. As we head into the afternoon, we're looking at high temperatures around 82, which is well above average. Then on Tuesday, we're looking at temperatures around 79. And after that, 76 on Wednesday, so a slight drop in temperatures, but still staying close to average for this time of year. So tomorrow, hot temperatures. We're looking at generally above average numbers for the next several days. However, we're also talking an unsettled pattern with multiple rain chances as we head into the next few 2 days. Notice on the future scan, we do stay nice and dry overnight with clear conditions. Then heading into the morning, we start off with plenty of sunshine. Temperatures in the 60s around 8 a.m. A few more clouds do start to move in as we head to about 4 p.m. Temperatures then will be in the 70s and in the low 80s, keeping us above average. There's the chance for a couple of isolated showers as we head into the night. Most areas will stay dry, but it's Tuesday when we have the better chance for rain. Waking up to temperatures in the 60s with mostly cloudy skies. We start to see a few showers for southern parts of the state and even toward Pittsburgh for the morning, but this does change later into the afternoon. We've got the chance for a few spotty showers and storms, primarily affecting northern parts of the state. However, we'll have several more chances for rain for the upcoming week. Notice we've got spotty showers on Tuesday, mostly dry on Wednesday, and rain chances increase after that. Unfortunately, we are looking at rain possibly impacting your weekend plans. We're talking scattered showers on Friday, Saturday, and once again on Sunday. Temperatures drop to 56 overnight with mostly clear skies. Then we're looking at highs around 82 with increasing clouds tomorrow. It looks like it'll be another very nice day. 79 with the chance for showers and storms on Tuesday. The day won't be a washout. We're just talking spotty showers and storms. Mostly cloudy and 76 on Wednesday. Then we have 72, the day with below average temperatures on Thursday. Another chance for showers and storms. 77 on Friday, 78 on Saturday, 79 on Sunday with a chance for showers and storms throughout the weekend.
All right, Jasmine, thanks so much. Imagine riding a bike in the heat for 3 hours every day just to get to work. That was a reality for a Kentucky man who works about 30 miles away from his home. Now his commute just got a whole lot easier after the community paid it forward. Blaine McDonald picks up the story from here for us tonight.
This is Samson Adams. As you can see, he's excited.
I can't wait. We going
For the last
fishing,
month,
baby.
he's been working at Texas Roadhouse in Paducah.
So I had no choice but to use a manual bike. And then that went out. And then God came and blessed me with all this.
Samson said he has to support his family, but now his work family and community are the ones supporting him. Texas Roadhouse Community Ambassador Joelle Long says she and her husband noticed he was tired at work. They soon learned his story.
I started picking him up, we started talking, and the more I talked to him, the more I got to know him, the more I loved him, and the more I felt like this guy really deserves someone to just give a little bit of a help.
So she posted his story on Facebook. The community and his Texas Roadhouse family immediately jumped on the opportunity to help.
I thought I was in trouble. I really thought I was in trouble. I was like, oh man, maybe I forgot to do something, or maybe I shouldn't have ate that piece of bread on camera, you know, something simple like that. And she was like, no, you're not in trouble. I got news for you. We got you a car. I'm like, what? Just basically like I didn't know what to think.
A car. What Samson is calling a true blessing. His 3-hour bike ride to work, now just a 30-minute drive. Joelle says this car is helping his future and his family's too.
Thank you very much, Paducah. Come and see me at Texas Roadhouse. My name is Samson. I would be the best server I could be.
At 11, coverage you can count on.
From an FBI lawyer caught doctoring documents to spy on a Trump campaign supporter to the agency's Russia collusion probe of the former president, the FBI is mired in controversy, yet little to nothing has been said publicly from FBI insiders, that is until now. Full Measure Cheryl Atkinson talked to then-current FBI agent Stephen Friend. He claims that things are so broken at high levels inside the nation's premier law enforcement agency that he had to blow the whistle.
Stephen Friend started his career as an FBI special agent in 2014. He says his job was without controversy until he began questioning some of the FBI's motives and practices. It began with the political kidnapping plot against Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
The FBI Detroit office opened an investigation on individuals that said they were part of a militia that was intending on kidnapping and assassinating Gretchen Whitmer. We were one of the tactical teams that assisted with the takedowns there. I thought that I'd done good work that day. In the fallout, it appeared that the undercovers and the case agents were driving this case and driving this narrative to entrap individuals who were not disposed to commit the crimes. And I frankly felt like I'd been used as, as an apparatchik of a politically driven agency.
He was reassigned to a higher priority, January 6th domestic terrorism cases. Friend says financial incentives rewarded FBI managers who built lots of cases under the heading of domestic terrorism.
So is it accurate to say the local FBI offices that brought January 6th cases probably saw financial benefit, at least the individual executives with the FBI in those offices?
Yes.
As you started reading up and gathering facts, what were some of the thoughts that you had about the January 6th incident and the cases?
I had sort of a mixed review. To me, there were some violent actions by individuals that probably warranted criminal prosecution. But then I also saw other cases where the individual was simply walking into the Capitol building, which is their right to do as an American citizen.
For Friend, things completely unraveled in August. That's when he says he declined to take part in what he considered unnecessary and heavy-handed FBI raids on multiple January 6th suspects in Florida.
What did you think was so wrong about the raids?
I felt that there was definitely a harder hand in the way that the arrests and the searches were going to be carried out, regardless of the individual's involvement in January 6th.
For refusing to take part in the raids, Friend says he received an ultimatum, then a suspension from the FBI's Jacksonville special agent in charge, Sherry Onks.
What'd she say?
She said that it appeared to her that I'd lost faith in the agency and its leadership, and that I represented a very fringe belief about the events of January 6th.
The FBI declined our interview request, but told Full Measure it investigates individuals who commit or intend to commit violence and other criminal activity that constitutes a federal crime or poses a threat to national security. We are committed to upholding the constitutional rights of all Americans and will never open an investigation based solely on First Amendment activity.
Friend is working with a nonpartisan whistleblower group, Empower Oversight. They've helped him submit formal complaints to the Inspector General, Office of Special Counsel, and Capitol Hill. For Full Measure, I'm Cheryl Atkinson.
Price transparency. That's what some companies are promising to deliver after voluntarily agreeing to disclose all ticket fees on websites before you get to their checkout page. The effort is part of a push by the Biden administration to provide consumers with more information up front about the fees they're paying and to eliminate excessive fees across a range of industries. Gloria Pazmino explains.
No more surprises at checkout. Entertainment giants Live Nation and Ticketmaster pledging to give U.S. consumers the ability to see the full price of their tickets up front, so you'll know what you're paying for before you get to the checkout page.
This is an important start, getting everyone at the table and getting their commitment to provide a better marketplace for consumers, which today is rigged against consumers, is critical.
Representatives for major companies, including Live Nation, SeatGeek, Airbnb, TickPick, and others, gathering at the White House Thursday. The announcement marking Biden's latest effort to address economic issues that are top of mind for voters heading into the 2024 election.
This is a win for consumers, in my view, and proof that our crackdown on junk fees has real momentum.
The entertainment industry has been under a microscope in recent months, following scenes like this.
God, please! There are those who are in the business of grabbing up all the tickets at face value and sending them to a secondary market where there's multiple costs added. That's what happened in the Taylor Swift situation.
While Thursday's announcement may ease the shock factor at the end of your ticket purchase, consumer advocates say the public won't be protected until companies are faced with new laws.
The problem is you can disclose everything, all the fees and all the costs, and still take consumers to the cleaners.
I'm Gloria Pazmino reporting.
Tomorrow, we're getting ready for another gorgeous forecast. We'll stay mostly dry with a mix of sunshine and clouds. High temperatures reach 82 by the afternoon. We're looking at the upper 70s on Tuesday. However, that brings the next chance for a few showers and storms. The day won't be a washout. We'll stay mostly cloudy and mostly dry on Wednesday with highs around 76. That's average for this time of year. Then 72 on Thursday with a chance for showers and storms. Temperatures rise to the upper 70s throughout the weekend with the chance for showers and storms.
All right, Jasmine, thanks so much. And thank you for joining us for 6 News at 11 this Sunday night. The news continues at 5 a.m. Have a great week, everyone, and stay safe.